My mother-in-law was an athlete and a marathon runner who competed for a spot on the Olympic team. The mother-in-law adopted the dog from a neighbor who could no longer keep it. The dog was originally owned by an elderly couple in the neighborhood and was used to take leisurely walks with elderly couple, and it was a heartwarming and admiring sight. Then, after the grandfather passed away, the grandmother kept the dog by herself. When that grandmother decided to move into an elderly facility, she could not help giving up the dog. At first, the dog seemed to think he had been abandoned, and was lethargic and didn't eat much. We were all worried, but my mother-in-law said that it would be good for the dog to exercise in times like these, so she started forcing the dog out for walks every day. Other family members suggested we leave the dog alone until getting used to new environment, but mother-in-law insisted that walking is the best thing for dogs, unlike humans. 6 months later, the dog was seen running around energetically. When I looked at the dog from the side, I saw that his once plump stomach had become toned, the wrinkles on his neck had disappeared, and his buttocks were toned, and swung the tail energetically. The dog's walking speed went from the slow pace that elderly couple used to walking to much faster to match my mother-in-law. His face used to be swollen like a hamster's, but had become more dignified like a Japanese dog, and he has started eating a lot of food. However, I have taken the dog to his grandmother in facility about twice a month. When leaving from his grandmother, the dog cried, and clung to the grandmother and didn't want to ride in the car. But I guess the dog understood that he couldn't stay with his grandmother, so when he reluctantly got into the car, he meekly stuck to window until his grandma was out of sight. After that, the dog just crouched down. Even when we got home, the dog was depressed, and stopped eating for a day, so my mother-in-law had to sleep with him. It's been 2 years since the dog came to our house, but the dog is so single-minded that it makes me sad. Sometimes I wonder if it's better not to visit the grandmother, but it's difficult to do so, because both the grandmother and the dog look very happy every time seeing each other.